Come on,
All
bro.
right, guys, we are here. We are here.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Let me just open this wallet real quick, guys.
Another week. They say another day, another dollar. Another week, another dollar.
Yeah, but Satoshis are looking nice.
Oh my God, are they? All the dogs are
Open
howling.
up our stream.
Share, copy. Did you guys put it in the?
I posted in Noster today. I haven't done it in.
Here, I'll put it in the. I'll do it in the signal. What's up, rookie?
You guys got it, okay?
I got that
Here's
one.
in.
I'll put it on my nostril. You put it on yours, Anthony.
Okay, I'll pull it up right now.
Hey, I think one person. I think either Fanny or
It's me.
Sure.
I even hit the like button. You're welcome.
I don't know.
It's very nice of you.
Hit the like button.
Are you watching? Because I'm watching too.
Yeah, I'm watching. Actually, don't have the. My chat's missing.
Is it?
Marcus, we're on there.
Yeah, but it's on me. I know it.
I should have titled this video "The Propagandists Are Propaganding." Oh, look at that! Oh, the price went up.
It's been going up for a couple hours.
We're so spoiled. It goes up to 63 and we get mad.
I'm furious.
Well, the propagandists are doing what they do best, ladies and gentlemen. They are propaganding, and we're going to get into that. But anyways, I hope you guys are well. We are back here. Myself from Jerry Loves Freedom, Trent from the Bitcoin Technician, and Anthony from, well, the BTC Backpacker and the Bitcoin Technician. And we're here telling, hey, Jenny. Hands up. Yo, is this the right place to sell Jerry, Trent, and Nico? Apparently, yes, Jenny. Apparently, yes. Good to see you, Jenny. How are you, man? We ain't going to be here too long, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we know that Bitcoin is down. I want to show a video from Michael Saylor on why it's down. And a lot of people are talking about this. Actually, I have a couple of videos here. I say this is going to be a short show, and then I got a few videos. But they're saying it's about something else. But anyways, before I get into it, first of all, Trent, how are you? How have you been? How's your week been? And how's it going, buddy?
Been good. Been working on the channels. Been working on the app. Just working pretty much.
Nice. BTC Backpacker, you've been very quiet, man. We haven't heard from you in a while. We haven't heard from you in so long.
Well, because I got a little sidetracked because I got this thing. It says payment received, and it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's from Jenny Legendary herself. So thank you so much, Jenny. You know that powers the channel.
Jenny, thank you.
But it has been a busy week, gentlemen. Busy week, going 7 days a week, and yeah. You know, we're all getting over our sickness. Fanny's been working, killing it, making a lot of sats. And yeah, we've just been kind of cruising, doing our thing. But we've been enjoying this dip, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We have been
smashed by this week? I know I did.
We smashed bought a little bit. A little bit. Not too heavy. Not too heavy. Because it's going lower. So
no smash buying for me. I do mini smash buys every hour.
Don't we all?
Double those kiddos sats. That's right. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. Good to see you guys. Welcome back. If you're watching this on the replay, welcome in, and we're gonna get into it. So Bitcoin's down big time. Michael Saylor, dare I say, the good guy, bad guy, however you want to look at him, but he says, and a lot of people are saying it's because of the IPOs that are coming up. He's saying Bitcoin's down because of that. So let's take a look at what Michael Saylor has to say about the IPOs and the reason why Bitcoin's down today. Take a look.
Let me just say a few words on the market right now. In the year 2026, there'll probably be $1 trillion of capital that's going to flow into AI and the hyperscalers. We can see it right now. In the last 3 months, in the next 3 months, $400 billion of capital is being raised by OpenAI, by Anthropic, by Google, by SpaceX. You're literally watching an $85 billion IPO in SpaceX, an $80 billion offering by Google. No one ever dreamed that the company generating infinite cash, Google, is going to go to the market and ask for 80 billion more. Anthropic's doing an $80 billion raise. So what you have right now is a massive capital rotation, $400 billion in just a matter of weeks rolling into AI. About 1% of that, $4 billion has rolled out of the Bitcoin ETFs over the past 14 days.
Yeah, that's facts. They've been selling off like it's nobody's business. I've been talking about that this week a lot. Especially BlackRock. They've been selling quite a bit. Now Thursday they were plus. They did buy some, but for the most part, let's see if Friday's in yet. Nope, it's not in yet. But look at Wednesday, they've sold off 5,300. Talking about BlackRock here. Tuesday 5,800. And Monday, 6,100 Bitcoin, and then the rest of the younger or the smaller ones have been selling too. So yeah, he's spot on with that.
You have a portion of capital. Clearly, people they're not financing the AI trade with all crypto assets, but 1 or 2% of the market is crypto, and there is a reallocation to get ready for these massive IPOs. That has created a downward pressure on the price of Bitcoin, which has fallen from 82,000 to 62, 63,000 over those 15 days. I think everybody on X or on social media oftentimes loses their minds when the price falls, but it's not a complicated reason why this is happening. It's a massive vacuum. Every single investment bank on Wall Street is out there marketing the Anthropic deal, the OpenAI deal, the Google deal, the SpaceX deal, and everybody has got to come up with $400 billion of cash. And they're selling credit instruments, private credit, public credit. They're selling software as a service companies, anything that looks stable. They're selling Bitcoin. They're rolling into the hot new issues. And that actually is the primary dynamic, I think, driving the market this week, this month, and it'll probably continue as long as these mega IPOs come. In the history of the world, there's never been $80 billion IPOs, and we're getting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be the biggest year of IPOs and equity issuance in our lifetime. How will the market react? You can see, I mean, there's just a massive amount of volatility. You know, sometimes things surging, sometimes they're crashing. I don't think any part of the market's immune to that.
Yeah, a lot of the markets are down, not just Bitcoin, and it makes sense when you look at it from an objective standpoint. Because some people say, "Oh, it's because the Saylor sold 32 Bitcoin," and all because Bitcoin is acting volatile because of the war, and all because of the economy, and it's because of this and because of that. I think he's right on point on that. Trent, what do you think about the IPOs and what Michael Saylor had to say?
Asked me 10 years ago if SpaceX IPO was going to happen, I would have shoved all my money into it. Yeah, I get it. People are rotating their VOO, their retirements, anything that is up, they're rotating into these IPOs because they have such a high upside that, the SpaceX IPO is overvalued and it'll still probably go up.
Right. BTC Backpack, what do you think?
Well, I think it's just reallocation of capital in general, right? So you have individuals that is relocating capital. That's never going to stop. It's going to be a continuous thing within the life of any financial assets, right? That's including Bitcoin within its own right. But it is a unique situation. Yes, we have never seen this before. And I don't inherently think it's a bad thing. I think the thing we need to always remember is, the markets are always going to ebb and flow. And with the ebb and flow, from a TradFi standpoint, they deal with that a lot different than us in Bitcoin do. We just continue scooping up. We just continue scooping up. Now, I'm talking about Bitcoiners like us. I'm not talking about paper hands. Okay, I'm not talking about fake Bitcoin. You know, iBit and all these other guys. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's fake. That's fake Bitcoin. But it's merely just reallocation of capital. And I think that we just need to seize the opportunities as they come. The one issue I do have, though, is that Bitcoiners have this bad tendency of fear mongering, or they always think that everything's going to be doom and gloom. A good portion of them. Not everybody's built how we are. Like I say, not every Bitcoiner is a Bitcoiner. So we see it. We see the opportunity. We run with it. But then you got the other Bitcoiners that are looking for the headlines, looking for the thumbnails, the titles, the whatever, this and that. And they're just adding fear and dumping fear into the market, which I don't think is good. But you're going to have them. We can't beat them. They're just going to do it. So, simply reallocation of capital.
Yeah, basically, when those IPOs take a profit and they say they double, they triple, they'll rotate back into our field.
Yes, I agree with both of you. And it's funny to me when I see all this money going into there, it's just showing that Bitcoin it's just a baby. It's so early. And from our standpoint, because everybody looks at something from their standpoint or perspective or whatever. And from our perspective, I heard you ask somebody this too, BTC Backpacker, on your show the other day. I think it might have been The Gambler or VHF, when you're like, yo, just curious, like, why do you have all this other basically crap besides Bitcoin?
It was the Gambler.
Yeah. And, I asked that too, but to me, it's just all the indicators is, especially when I see the prices, people just don't understand what this thing is, and as the price goes up, the cost of entry is going up because more people are in. But with that being said, I still think that TradFi is king right now still. That's why people are going to be doing these things. And even some Bitcoiners that are real Bitcoiners, quote unquote, are selling some to get in to buy the thing, so they think they can flip, double, triple, and like Trent said, to get back into our market. So again, we're still early. Me personally, I'm not doing it. I'm not buying any of the IPOs. I'm with you, Trent. 10 years ago, I would have been doing a handstand outside of SpaceX, trying to get as many as I could back then. Full disclosure, I do have some some Tesla. And I got to be honest, there's a little part of me that does want to get a little piece of SpaceX, just because I know what it is for humanity. But what am I going to give to get it? Am I going to sell
Get
some?
rid of your GameStop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Because SpaceX has Bitcoin on the books.
Yes, they do. That's what actually, you answered my question, sir. This is why I love a mastermind group, by the way. Somebody will say something to you that you're not even thinking about. But yeah, so basically, long story short, we're still early in the game, and just take advantage, man. I mean, it's just on sale, and everybody's up in a roar, and everybody's got their panties in a bunch. But at the end of the day, sats are on sale. All right. Well, in this episode of Propagandists Are Going to Propaganda Candace, we had a clip of Donald Trump on Meet the Press. And he was with Kristen Welker. And let's just say it didn't go too good for her. She kept pushing back on some things because, again, she's a propagandist. And their job is to make sure the narrative of the mainstream media and the left are being pushed out. And he had a meeting in, I forget which state it was. I want to say Wyoming, maybe. And she met up with him. Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's just say it didn't go too well for Christian Welker. Take a look.
What they did to the lives of people.
By the way, the noise you're going to hear in the background, that's a lot of rain. So.
Well, they destroyed people. They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
Right, just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying. But let me ask you about Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about Todd Blanche.
Anytime Trump goes on NBC or Meet the Fake Press or whatever, their job, their sole job is not to get an interview with Trump, is to make him look bad and to get gotchas. And every time he says one of his things, his talking points or whatever he's saying, they have to push back on him because their audience is I'd say 90 something percent left wing, 80 something percent left wing. I don't know. But we're in a narrative battle, right? So if the Trump administration says something that goes against the narrative, they have to say there's no evidence to this. And then instead of being a journalist and just asking questions and getting the answer, she has to have an argument with them in a debate.
There's no evidence of what you're saying, but let me ask you about Todd Blanche. Listen to me.
Listen to me.
Let's talk
There's
about Todd
tremendous evidence. There's nothing but evidence. The election was rigged. It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's
President,
happening again right now in
never
California.
Presented evidence.
It's happening
the
right now in California.
Rigged.
Right now, it's look at what's
Where's
happening in
the evidence
California.
to that?
It's
The
4
Republicans
days
are doing well in
California.
See, this is what the mainstream media does, right? Let me tell you the little mind games, the little weasel games they play. Okay, it's really simple. What they do is they don't say Republican bad, Democrat good. They don't come out and say that. The game they play is, well, the things that Trump are saying are just not true because we're the news and the things that we're telling you, aka all Democrat talking points that make Democrats look good and the Republicans bad. They try to create this story and this, I don't want to keep saying narrative, but that of, January 6th was a terrible thing. Donald Trump is a bad guy. A lot of these Republicans and MAGA are bad. So when Trump says his things, they have to push back and go, no. We've been telling our audience that this stuff is bad and you're a bad person and all that stuff is not true. So when Trump says that, it goes completely against their narrative. And if they don't push back, Christian Welker, a propagandist, then the networks are going to get mad and the media and the people that are watching are get mad. She's actually getting paid to say these things.
It's
The
4
Republicans
days
are doing well in
California. No, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with.
That's how they count.
You know why they're doing that? Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support
all
that?
I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen to people, and let's see what happens.
But sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in California.
Do you think it's appropriate that they haven't?
That's how they count the votes in California. That's the law. There's nothing wrong with them taking a month to count the votes. There's nothing wrong with that. This is a first world country. There's third world countries that are getting elections. I saw the other day, India, the country of India, 600 million votes or whatever they count it in one day. So why is it that when Gavin Newsom, aka Gavin the American Psycho Newsom, comes in, why does it take him so long to count it? Why did when he came in, they said, oh, we're going to change it? It was fine before he came in there. But why? I wonder why. And then I wonder why, and I'll show you in a minute, why all the mail-in ballots and all that come in as Democrats.
Election, and 5 days later, they're nowhere close to picking a winner.
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote in California.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
you play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Either you're crooked or you're stupid. That's the facts. This ain't a Republican and Democrat thing, guys. Okay? We see what's going on in California. We see what happened in the 2020 election. We see all this stuff, right? All he's saying is, look, man, I ran as president. I didn't care about being a Republican. I didn't care. I used to be a Democrat. And we're trying to figure out what's going on here. What's best for the country. Not team Democrat, team Republican. What's best for the country? And when we see elections, everybody wants fair and free elections, right? Why isn't the Save America Act not being passed? It's as simple as that. We need ID to do everything, to get cigarettes, to get liquor, to do everything. Sorry, guys. What do you guys think about this?
I watched Benny Johnson's take on this, and he had some really good charts. Basically, Spencer Pratt had, what was he at, like 28%? But he had over 26% of the mail-in ballots on election day. So the ones that arrived on election day. Then by the time the 4th happened, Rahman went from 20% all the way up to 38% of the mail-in ballots, passing Bass and Pratt actually went down to 19% of the mail-in ballots, which is just statistically impossible. That's my take.
And it, real quick, Anthony, and it just so happens we know that a lot of them are going to be Democrats, the mail-ins. I get that. I'm trying to be fair here, okay? Because conservatives / Republicans, we're more like, common sense people, more like, okay, let's get it done, let's get it out the way. And a lot of liberals are waiting a little bit. But it's one thing to say Democrat votes are coming in. That's one thing. The establishment, they're both far left, but it's another thing to say it's all the lunatic lefts on Nithya ramen noodle soup side.
Wouldn't Bass have most of the mail-in ballots?
That's what I'm saying. That's what you would think in a common sense area. But obviously it's not common sense. What do you think about that, BTC Backpacker?
I don't know, man. All I know, there's one factual thing that these people are fucking morons. Okay, that's a fact. Okay, number one. Number two is the math don't math. Okay, it's pretty simple. 1 + 1 = 2. Okay, if you do the math, But here's another thing too, is you don't even need to look at charts. You don't need to look at and listen to this person and that person, this person. It's all bullshit because you can tell from the history of time that what's happened. Okay, and the thing is too, once midnight comes. Once 1 o'clock in the morning comes, that's when all the gerrymandering comes in. That's when all the nonsense comes in. If you watch 2,000 Mules, right, by Denise DeSouza, which is a fantastic doc pick, which I think you guys should absolutely check out. That goes over the election with Donald Trump. If you guys watch that, it's so clear as day. It's so blatant. There's evidence. You remember when they released all the evidence, guys? You've seen it. Okay, so listen, I think I don't think we're looking at it the wrong way. I think we're all right. But here's the thing: where do we draw the line with accountability? Where do we draw the line with bringing the big guns in? Okay, like me and Jerry talked about earlier, we're against big government. But in situations like this, we need the government. We need them to step in and say, "Well, hold on, pump the brakes, guys. What's going on here?" So something needs to be implemented, put in place. We know within Congress not passing this, right? We know why they're not passing it. But once again, where's the accountability? There needs to be accountability somewhere, and that's what we're trying to find, and we need to find it. It's uncalled for, but at the same time, you know what? If this is what they want to do, then watch the city burn, baby, burn, and enjoy the show. Because I'm watching the same thing in New York with Mondumi, watching him in New York with his nonsense. It's going to be the same thing in California. It's going to be the same thing in LA. And as far as I'm concerned, if people don't like it, then you have your feet, get the hell out of there, move, and do for yourself. Because I talk about that. Okay, so people in California, they can't really complain. Because if you don't like it, get out.
Facts. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place with that too. I really am. Scotty boy, what's up, man? Hello, is this the right place to see Jen's post? It is, sir. Scotty boy, Rig. Hey, Scotty, too hotty. Spaceman, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. How are you?
You play right into their hands with this rap. You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But Mr. President,
you know why I got that? Because you have no credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence.
I'm so glad Trump does that because this is their little game, right? If he says something that goes against her talking point, then she's got to get the last hit. She goes, "Oh, you don't have any evidence." But anyways, let me get the last word at all. Always, I have to get the last word from my audience and my producers and then at the network, the CEOs, to show them that he's wrong and that I'm right. A landscaper, a technician, and a pizza man. Wow, you guys are the modern day village people.
Can you imagine getting an interview with a standing president and interrupting him?
Yes, exactly.
It's absurd.
Exactly. You're talking to the president of the United States of America. The trolls in the house, by the way. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. What's going on, Jay? Remember? I ran in a relay marathon yesterday, feeling sore today. Oh, wow. Congratulations, bro. Yeah, this is what they do, man.
Evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
your
about
elections in this country. We're like a third world country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks.
Boy, this guy sounds like a guy I know I watch on YouTube. Sound like he got some Jerry Loves Freedom in him right now. You know what I'm saying? I love it. This is why I love President Trump.
I don't know.
Let's call
I
it quits, 'cause
saw
I've had enough.
Backpacker's last video.
Oh yeah, he went off. He went off.
Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
Oh, it is Wisconsin. Sorry.
I know. I
I've sat in the
traveled
rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an hour,
Wisconsin.
on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press, because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be
we
great
traveled
with a dishonest
listen,
press.
we
Come on, let's
traveled
go.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
What a legend.
I spoke with President Trump on Saturday, and we both acknowledged the complications during the interview posed by the rain.
These people make me sick, man. You see Meet the Fake Press. You see the pretty woman up there. You see the lights. You see the studio. You see them dressed all nice, talking all well. And you're thinking, they're not liars. They're good people. This is where I get my news. They're trusted. This is where I get my. These people are evil, man. And the people that are in charge of them are evil. Just call it balls and strikes, man. What do you think about Donald Trump walking off the set, guys? What do you think about that?
I want to know if he stepped on that mic purposely, because it was pretty big G move right there. Because you could hear him, it was on the ground, you could see him step on it, and then you got no audio. I don't know. Call me old school. I remember the old school 60 minutes where they would interview like Ronald Reagan or Nixon or even like Carter. It was all really professional. They all had really nice questions. You never interrupted each other. And then you would never talk over the president. I mean, actually, when it was a fair interview, this was an interrogation, not an interview.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree, bro. It was an absolute interrogation, and it was a definite thug life moment for sure. But here's the thing: there's been a lack of respect in society in general, not just president, not just news stations, just in general, youth. Okay, starts in the home. Okay, so in general, in a whole, as a country, as a society, the respect factor is gone. Okay, there's no respect anymore. But absolutely, it's a smear campaign. Okay, they want to make it look all good. They got the tractor in the back with the hay bales, looking all America. It's just a complete another. Yeah, it's a movie scene. It's a set. And yeah, I don't know. I think the mic thing might have been on purpose. I gotta take it. I think it's on purpose. I think it was on purpose, Trent. I don't know, but it was definitely a gangster move.
Yeah, I love it. They're going to be crying and whining about it all week, of course, because again, it's almost like this is what Democrats do, right? And the press, and because they're all the same. They'll egg them on, talk bad about them, do all this stuff, and then when someone reacts to what they're saying, oh, look what he's doing. Look at him. I'm like, bro, look how you treat this guy. You call him a king and a monarch, and literally 24/7, 365 news coverage is bad on the man, right? It's just not fair. NBC is terrible. It is the troll. Why the media wasn't as critical to Biden and there was plenty to criticize. Yes, bro.
He didn't do
Absolutely.
interviews.
He didn't do interviews. Yes, exactly. So on our next segment of propagandists are going to propagandize. This is the Clown News Network. You guys know CNN, right? You guys know this, the Crime News Network, the Clown News Network, the Clinton News Network. They what they have to do is they have to run cover for the California elections because it's all great. Nothing's wrong with it. And watch how they frame this guy is a quote unquote election expert. And watch how they frame what's going on in California. It's just okay. It's normal.
Now in studio is Paul Mitchell, the Vice President of Political Data and owner of Redistricting Partners. All right, we want to get into the races, but let's just first sort of combat what he said. I thought our friend Melanie Mason said something really smart last night on the show, which she said, if the Democratic establishment actually wanted to cheat, the Democratic establishment being Javier Becerra and Karen Bass, the establishment choices, what they would want is to face off against the Republican in the November election, because that would be far easier for them to win. So they would actually try to cheat to help them, not to face off against Democrats where it's a more unpredictable thing. So the whole concept.
I mean, that is the stupidest take I've ever heard in my life. And again, if you're watching CNN at this point, you're an idiot. Just think about that logic. They're saying, oh, well, the reason why they're not cheating is because if they really wanted to cheat, they would just have Karen Bass versus Pratt. No, they wouldn't. You know why they wouldn't? Because Karen Bass is a terrible candidate. So is the other guy, Basura, in the governor one. They're both weak. They're both terrible. And the Republicans right now and conservatives and common sense people are spiking up. The propagandists don't want to sit there and go back and forth and have to play cover 24/7, 7 days a week on what Spencer Pratt's doing. Spencer Pratt is going to eat these people alive for 5 months. That's why they don't want Spencer Pratt, and they don't want Steve Hilton as well. So they're not easy targets because they were winning. They got most of the votes, idiot. Because more people are coming, seeing the policies that are failed policy. It ain't about Democrat and Republican, especially on the local level. And Spencer Pratt says that. They're trying to tie him to Trump. He says, I'm not Trump. I'm not MAGA. I'm not about governors or presidents. I don't give a shit about that. I just love LA. And I just want what's best for LA. They burn my damn house down. But they don't want to hear that for the next 5 months. So again, he's the host of the show. He starts off with a little bullshit narrative about before this guy talks, and then they get into the rest of the propaganda.
That they're so, in his mind, terrible at governing that they can't do anything, but unbelievably competent at fixing an election doesn't seem to make any sense.
No, it's absolutely silly, and it's very disingenuous. And there have been instances in 2022, I think you recall, Ken Calvert was behind a Republican member of Congress who was behind to Will Rollins for 11 days. And on the 11th day at 2 a.m., in comes a bunch of precincts from Riverside, and all of a sudden Ken Calvert's reelected to Congress, and nobody complained. The Democrats didn't complain, the Republicans didn't complain, but now when we see these elections happen.
Yeah, AKA Democrats don't complain when we lose. Only Republicans complain. And see, they pull that out of their ass. We got a situation too, just like this one. When this guy, blah, 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 it is not the same. It's not even close to being the same. The problem is this narrative that Democrats don't complain when they lose is ridiculous. What's her name? Jasmine Ratchet. She complained when she lost. Hillary Clinton, Russia. They all complained. Now, Republicans complain too. I'm not saying only Republicans, the Democrats only complain. Everybody complains. But when you look at the actual facts and what's going on, you see what's going on. Walking out like that was what big dogs do. Big energy. Damn right, bro. Damn right, spaceman.
And then what's normal is in these elections is that the people who vote earliest are more conservative. Think about your friends or family members, the ones that get the bill, write the check, mail it in right away, versus the others that leave things laying around on the kitchen counter. Young people, renters are slower to return their ballots. Maybe they have other things going on in their lives.
Well, and also think about this particular.
Okay, so let's stop right there real quick, right? I always say there's always truth in a lie, right? People, when they tell a lie, there's always a half of a truth. But my grandma used to always say a half truth is a lie. What do you guys think about that angle he just said? Because that's true. Most, like I just said, that most conservatives, Republicans will get it done early. But again, the numbers that Trent wasn't saying earlier with Benny Johnson show and all this other stuff. What do you guys think about his little thing he just said?
Okay, so yes, young people are a little lazy on returning things, but here's the thing: we're talking hours, guys. Like the old Republican guy will probably vote at 11, and the young Democrat may vote at 5 or 6. Like, why is it taking 11 days for them to find out this Congress guy was reelected? 11 days. Wasn't that the whole point of digital voting machines, is that it can just send it back to the center and then boom, you're done? Like, what is the point of, like, they talk out both sides of their mouths. We count the paper ballots twice as fast in my district. We still do paper. We're counted, and don't get me wrong, it's a small county. We have it counted by 10 o'clock, and we close the polls at 8. 2 hours.
I don't know, man. I think if I actually understood, like if I was actually able to circumvent an actual honest, like a truthful answer, I would be afraid because I think I might be a moron. Because you can't understand dumb You can't fix stupid, right? And I love the way Jen put it. She put it great. She said they put just enough truth in a lie so that people can't tell the difference. I think that was very well said.
Very well said, Jen.
Yeah, very well said, because that in itself can maneuver within the whole Democratic Party in multiple ways, not just the elections, right? It's a little bit of brainwashing here. It's plant the seed here, okay? Trump saying this on CNN here. We can't do that, right? Because we can't have our people question or double think themselves, right? So, and then you got, this guy up here, I just can't help. He looks like a Timu Jim Carrey, right? Look at him. That guy, look at him. How can you take a guy like that serious, first of all, right? And yeah, you're right, Trent, 100%. With the mail-in ballots and then the digital stuff, it's a freaking mess, okay? Let me backtrack and just go like this. This is the way I see it, okay? Get your ass off, get up, go to your station, which is about 2 miles down the road from you, if that, and vote. Just vote. Get rid of all this mail crap and all this digital this and blah, 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 that. You just go in, fill out some little stupid bubbles, okay? Put your name on it, whatever they got to do, and off to the races. Why do we overcomplicate things, right? I feel like this is so overly complicated. And the more moving parts there are, the more manipulation, the more that can go wrong, the more they can control. So I'm over it, dude. I think you get off your ass and you go vote. You go fill in your little bubbles and you're off to the races.
Absolutely. So enough of the propagandists. I'm going to show you guys this. This is what's going on right now, guys. Latest updated polls. The numbers are in. And Nithya Ramen Noodle Soup has passed Spencer Pratt. Now, again, is anybody surprised? I talked about this on my show on Friday. She's got him by 3,000 votes, right? You know how much he was leading by? He was leading by 33,000 votes. He was leading by
8%.
Yes. And now she's losing. And again, nobody's surprised. It always happens like this. All the late night votes, all the mail-in votes, all the sketchy votes always go for the blue side. Every single freaking time. Guys, when you see numbers like this, right? When you see numbers like this, because I've talked about this ad nauseum. When you guys see numbers like this, what's the first thing that comes in your head, Trent?
Well, obviously it's manipulated, but here's the thing. If you look at it, they have 146,000 votes left. I'm looking at it. And the projected, just if you kept her on the same trajectory, if she stays the same, she'll pass Bass at 250 if the numbers don't change. And they were talking about, hey, wouldn't you want the Republican to win, and in the primary you can beat it? At this point, that would be like, here's the thing, that's saying that the Democratic Party is one unit. Like, there's not many factions inside the Democratic Party. Maybe the ramen camp is cheating, and I mean the Bass camp isn't cheating. It's not all or nothing, so this has to be looked at. It's just too sketchy.
Back.
I don't know. It's Act Blue 2.0. That's all I got to say. It's complete and utter nonsense. Okay. You got one from a donation standpoint where they do the donating and all the same crap. Okay. This is 2020 election stuff. Okay. Again, no matter which angle we come from, it doesn't matter. Okay. Because we still need to come back around to, we need to hold account. There needs to be accountability. There's no accountability. It's like the Wild West. They know they can do whatever they want because they have the courts on the lower levels. They got the Supreme Courts on the higher levels as far as, overall control in California. They control everything. Pratt knew he was against a freaking giant. He knew this. All of America knew this, right? And it's getting so blatant that's a scary thing when it's literally in your face, so out in the open. I don't know, man. I wanted to say in the beginning when he was up there and I was feeling good about it, that he was killing it with the ads. And I'll tell you what, your guys are right. You throw him, I would love to see him on stage. I'd love to see him on stage with anybody, quite frankly, because that guy got bars, and he would tear these people to shreds. It's another reason why they didn't want his ass to go heads up, right? So I don't know, man.
You know what's crazy? Sorry, go ahead, Trent.
I have been watching politics since I've been 18 years old, and I've never seen an incumbent pass 8 points. Like, never.
It's a lot.
It's insane.
You know what's crazy? This is how you know it's rigged, because these people forget that we have video, and I was covering this on my show. The night of the election, Nithya Raman Noodle Soup basically did a concession speech and was crying because she was down by so much. She knew she lost, but she didn't put in the fact that the machine that's running that Democratic evil stuff over there. Yeah, she has no idea.
This episode is so demonetized.
Yeah. Karen Bass, she knew what time with us. She's like, I've been doing this for years. I know we were gonna win. I don't give a shit. I mean, she's so blatantly bad that she knows she's gonna win. So here's my question to you guys, right? We talk about problems. Let's talk about solutions, right? You know, we're iffy about the federal government, this, that, and the third. I want to know from each of you, whoever wants to start first, start first. If somebody says, you know what, we're going to give you power, Trent and Anthony, we're going to give you power to change this election. How do we fix this election right here and moving forward, right? How would you fix this election right now, and how would you change it moving forward?
I can go first. So if I were to change this election, I would change the format to basically I'd change the format to the federal level. You'd have Democrat primary, Republican primary, and then they go together. That makes it more fair. You don't have split votes. You don't have anything to deal with that. And obviously you just do the normal stuff, IDs. I mean, basically everything in the SAVE Act is pretty common sense. I mean, I get mail-in ballots for let's bring back old school mail-in ballots when you literally had to be overseas or in a hospital, like
disabled vets.
Even then, man, like my mother works with the disabled in Minnesota. Wheelchairs, you know, all that stuff. They roll them right into the booth, and they do their thing, and they come out with their paper ballot, and they put it in the box. I don't see why we'd change anything like that. But yeah, like old school mail-in ballot rules, and really, it's not that hard to fix. It's not.
Because it's done on purpose. Anthony?
I do. I agree. Actually, you're pretty spot on, Trent. I agree with you on that. I think we take it back to the keep it simple, stupid method. I think taking it back, traditional, old school mail-in ballots. Yeah, back when you were mailing in for a reason. You were disabled. You were in the hospital. Maybe you had cancer. There was all these things, right? Which made sense. Now it's just it's been weaponized, right? Like everything, housing market's been weaponized, right? We know this. So that's number one. Absolutely. Bring back traditional. Get your ass off your couch and go vote. Okay. That's number one. And then number two is, I think, the federal level, that's interesting. That'd be an interesting take. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. But
for the record, Karen Bass is the first incumbent not to hit 55% in LA. Like, they usually don't have this runaway election.
Yeah. I just say keep it simple. I think there's just too many damn moving parts. I think there's too many moving parts. And I'm not even really against like the Fed overseeing things. I'm not against that. Because at the end of the day, I'm a believer of state. I am a believer of state too. I think the reason why the United States does work well is because you have state and federal, right? So we still try to maintain a balance, right? Because I love my state. I love Idaho. We're great here. Obviously got like a tenth of the population of like California, you know what I mean? But
and honestly, if Spencer Pratt lost fair and square, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But I
agree. No, 100%. And like I said, and then that's what we all three of us, or all of us, circle back to is it's just so blatant, and that is a scary thing. you can almost feel like you can just chalk California up. Like, that's how I feel. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I'm pretty sure you do.
Here's what I would do. And those are all great points. This is what I would do for this election and then moving forward. There's too much BS going on with this election. There's too many people getting mad and this, that, and the third. Democrats are going to get mad if we start all over. Republicans are going to get mad if it's a, runoff. This is what I would do. I'd say, you know what? We're starting all over. These three people, because there's so much shady shit going on with this shit, is we're going to have a 3-person race for November, starting now. All this shit doesn't matter. Okay? These are the top 3 people. We're going to go with these 3. Whether it's a far left versus an independent / Republican against the establishment Democrat. That's number
Can you
one.
hit the view all candidates? Let's see how much percentage is in the mix on the lower candidates. It's quite a bit.
Yeah. But I would just use these 3.
Yeah.
Obviously. That's what I would do. But yeah, that's a good point. Right? That's number 1. Number 2, let them, do candidate things. And I would have, for the next 5 months, I would have 1 debate a month for 5 months. Or 4.5 months, right before the election. I had 4, 5, 6 debates between the 3. All right. Then how I would do the election, it's simple. Just like you guys say, just do a regular damn election, man. We don't need no mail-in ballots, only for the people that can't show up. None of this garbage, crazy stuff. Just keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. And what you want to do is you want to have 3 different people inside the counting thing. Because again, you can vote all you want, but it's who is counting the votes. We're not depending on the same people. We're going to have an independent, whether it's the federal government or whatever, because everybody's going to say, oh, it's a Republican, it's a Democrat. Get the most independent thing that you can, then get a Republican, get a Democrat, and have them check imbalances, have them all watch each other while they're voting. And every single person that votes has to be a citizen of LA, show the ID. They can't be dead. They can't be illegal. They have to be a citizen. If there's any one little blemish on it, like, oh, I moved, you don't have, okay, well, you can't vote. There's no no voter IDs. There's no dead people. There's no illegals. None of that bullshit. And clean it up for the next 5 months and let them have it. Because this is nonsense. We cannot have this shit in the best country in the world, in the 4th largest economy in the world, Los Angeles, California. And one of our greatest states of the union, if not the greatest state of the union, before Gavin Newsom screwed it up. So that's how I'd do it if I was king for the day. They need to send the military in for voting in California. I agree.
I think I want to add one more thing to yours.
Sure.
No more sending this ballot to every person in the city. They literally mail you it, and then you return it. If you want to do a mail-in ballot, go to the post office and get one.
It all comes back to having to do the work yourself.
Facts. And the vote is still never counted before the election results are in. Yeah, we need to have every single one of those votes looked at and checked, double and triple checked. And I'm talking about, hey, even this ain't about Republicans getting cheated, okay? Let a Democrat check a Republican check a Democrat, and an independent check them both. Independent thing. And that's how you do it. And this should be all around the board so no one can say anything. And also, too, I forgot to mention this. Whatever time that you're going, your work allows you to take that time off. Okay? It doesn't have to be a holiday per se. I would like it on the federal level for presidents when they vote, a holiday, election holiday. But for a local election like this, even though it's a huge election, whatever time you're going to vote, you get that time off, those 2-3 hours or whatever, you go in there and vote, get it over with, open the stuff up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. the earliest you can, keep it open until 9 p.m. and then get the count done at midnight.
That'd be a nice federal law.
Yeah, and that's it.
And we got to take it back to 1776, Jerry. We got to take it back to the roots of the founding fathers, bro. It wasn't complicated.
Yeah, just keep it simple, stupid. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, we got a crazy week coming up. A lot of stuff going on. Bitcoin's down right now, and a lot of things going on in politics. So stay tuned tomorrow for Trent from the Bitcoin Technician. He will be going live to do a edit on this video. Obviously, BTC Backpacker will be doing his live show 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then I'll be doing 2 live shows, one for Bitcoin in the morning, and then probably about, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, be doing a political video. Because at the end of the day, guys, listen, we're just chilling today and we're doing our thing and we're resting up. But at the end of the day, it's all about what you know, right? And we have to understand what we know and what we don't know. And people out here are being lied to and bamboozled and everything else. And we got to make sure. Thank you,
Got a
Jenny.
7 Sabs app from Jenny.
Jenny from the future, yes. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate you. Keep your head on the swivel. Buy some Bitcoin. The prices are insanely low right now. Get it while you can. Don't complain. Drink your milk. Look both ways before you cross the street. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. And until then, and as you guys know, we love each and every one of you, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.